Hi, welcome to MakerSpace tutorial. Today you're going to learn how to tell if we're open or closed, how to enter the MakerSpace, how to get a tag, how to clean up, and how to earn your beads. These are all very important things because without them, we're not going to be able to have the MakerSpace open as much as we want. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to talk about is how to tell if we're open. So this is the sign that tells you whether or not the imagination station, which is the MakerSpace, is open or closed. It's to the right of the library doors, and every morning when I come in, I change this based on what's going on that day in the library. Their chances for you coming down are during enrichment time or during second recess. Now remember, it's during enrichment time. That doesn't mean bring your lunch or skip lunch to come down. This is just during enrichment time. I need you to go to your lunch when it's your lunch time, okay? This is a sign for the Tinker Time, which is your ability to use the computers to work on your Tinkercad projects. This is also outside the library to the left of the doors. So you're going to check here every morning to see if we're open or closed, just as before. And once again, this is during enrichment time or second recess. These are the name tags. These are the tags that you use when you come down to work in the MakerSpace. And you can see that each one of them says something on them. This is one board, and there are more boards of these. And what you do is when you come into the space, you look for the item that represents where you want to work that day, and you take that tag off. So if I want to work on the ink loom, I'm going to take this tag off right here, and then I wear this around my neck so that when I come around, I check, I can see that you are at the right station for what you chose to come down and that you've already been checked in. Now, some of these tags need a bead to use the station and some of them don't. When you're all done with it, you tuck the string back inside of it and put it back where you got it. Now, sometimes you'll come down and maybe you really wanted to work on the ink loom, but there aren't any ink loom tags here for one of two reasons. Either somebody already got here and and all the ink loom tags are gone because people are working on them, or I'm not offering ink loom that day. There are a lot of stations that you can use here at the MakerSpace, but there's only one me, and there's only a certain amount of table space. So in order to limit and allow everything to be used each week, some days I have to take off certain tags. So if you come down and the tags aren't here, I'm very sorry about that, but it's simply not offered to you at that time. You'll have to either pick something different or come back on a different day. Okay? Now these tags right here are the new tags that I first came up with when people were coming in. And when I have them finished and all the beads are in place, then the tags will also tell you what color of bead you need in order to be working in that space. So those are how that works. Alright, so I thought it'd be kind of fun if I put some pictures in here of some things other people have made when they were working in their MakerSpace. And while you are looking at these lovely pictures and coming up with all kinds of ideas, I'm going to hit you with some of the other rules. So there's a procedure for cleaning up. I give you a couple minutes notice when you're here in the MakerSpace and that it's time to clean up. And what that means is that you really do have to look everything that you have touched since you have come into the media center for MakerSpace. You need to make sure that it's all taken care of and put away. If you touched it, it's yours as well. It's your responsibility, even if somebody else started using it after you. So take a look at your table where you were sitting, take a look underneath your chair, take a look all around to make sure you didn't drop anything and that everything's been put neatly away. If there's a tote for your item, make sure it goes back in the tote and that the tote goes back on the shelf where it belongs so the next time you come here, you'll be able to find everything exactly where you left it. Now, what happens if you're in the middle of something? Like let's say that you just got done cutting out something and you wanted to get started sewing it, but we ran out of time. So over on the wall, over on the bookcase, in the MakerSpace, you're going to see two different sizes of Ziploc bags. The first size of Ziploc bags are the gallon-sized bags, and of course those are used for bigger items. And then the smaller ones are used if you only have a few things that you want to bag up. So what you do is you put the stuff that you are working on into a Ziploc bag, and you get a slip of paper. They're right next to the bags in a little square Tupperware. And you write your name on the slip of paper, and you put that slip of paper into the baggie with your items, and then the bag goes up on top of the bookcases. So that also should tell you that you should never take anything from the top of the bookcase to start using as a project, because those are somebody else's projects that they're in the middle of. Now, you have to make sure that you follow the rules for each individual things, each individual station as regards to what you can and cannot save, and those will be discussed in each of the station's videos. So let's talk about earning beads for each of the different things, each of the different stations. Now, some things are easy to earn the bead. It just takes a few seconds, and some things you're going to have a little time put into it, but those are also the things that are harder to run. And so I need to make sure you know how to run them so that you don't need to have me there with you all the time. Of course, I'm always going to be there in the space in case you need some help, but I'd like to have you have as much control over this on your own as possible. So every item that we have in the MakerSpace has a bead color associated with it. If you want to use that item, then you need to earn the bead. And how you earn the bead is by watching a video like the one you're watching right now, and then meeting with me and doing whatever it is that the video will let you know is your final outcome, so you can prove to me that you know what you're doing. Sometimes it's just as much as I have you build something for me so I can see that you know how something works. Sometimes I just have you go through and explain to me how something works, and sometimes it might be just a little written quiz. Once you've earned your bead, it's yours for the entire time that you're here at Webster. Now, if you lose your bead bracelet, you can get a new bead bracelet, but it's going to cost you 50 cents to replace the bracelet. And that's so that we can keep buying new ones for the people who are coming in. It's simple to earn your bead. So if you don't take time to earn your bead and you just decide, hey, I've got an orange bead at home, and you slip the orange bead on and you come on in and go to the orange bead station, I have all the beads written down that you've earned. And so if I find that you're at a station that you didn't earn a bead for, then you'll lose access to the MakerSpace for 3 weeks. So that's a really important thing, not to be dishonest and to earn all of the beads. It helps you to stay safe. Okay, so what happens when you finally finish something that you have made? So usually I like to display stuff for just a little while, and then you can go ahead and take it home. But sometimes I just say, you know what, you can just go ahead and take that home. So these are things that you make by hand that are, like sewing or whatnot, but you can't take home things that are like the sculpty clay or the Legos, because those are more expensive and harder to replace. So we're always taking donations, of course, as well for the MakerSpace. And I certainly hope that if you have anything that you think that we'll be able to use, you check with me and I will let you know if that's something we can use in the MakerSpace. So that's all there is for this video, and I'm hoping that you'll do well on your little quiz that follows, and I expect to see you soon in the MakerSpace.